very much all for coming. When I first saw the Abba's Delight sign, I just wanted it gone. But then I was admonished, and rightly so, that the sign is protected speech, and I was forced by reason to agree. Not everyone who is gay is happy is true, but trivial. Not everyone is happy, full stop. But aren't there good reasons sometimes to be unhappy? I'm unhappy when friends dear to my heart tell me they don't dare reveal their sexuality to their family and church friends for fear of being shunned by those they love most. I'm unhappy when I witness hateful words and even violence directed toward my friends. I'm unhappy when a dozen state houses propose homophobic laws which harken back to Jim Crow segregation. Laws cynically disguised as promoting religious freedom, and yet the desired effect is to create a new caste system in American society. I'm unhappy when I read of the appalling suicide rate among gay teens. As often as not, these poor children were beaten down in their very souls by gay-bashing Christian fundamentalist bullies, including softball coaches, fellow students, head teachers, preachers, and parents. I'm unhappy when I read that in countries such as Russia and Uganda, gay people live in fear for their very lives, assaulted by criminals under the sway of groups which perpetuate the lie that homosexuality is correlated with pedophilia. And I'm unhappy when, in the heart of my own neighborhood, where gays and straights and everyone else live and work together, I see the Abba's Delight sign and know that things are not as good everywhere else. I don't like the sign being here, but I don't want it to be anywhere else either, and here is why. The Abba's Delight message is wrong because it is based on the idea that if the combination of sexual orientation and religious belief is the cause of unhappiness, it's the orientation that's at fault, that it's behavior which must be changed and not the nutty religious belief. The message is wrong because Abba's Delight says to the frightened Christian parent of a gay child, in effect, my reading of a Bronze Age Palestinian goat herder's sacred text trumps the psychological well-being of your child. It's wrong because it takes those children and threatens them with eternal torture should they ever act upon their dearest natural desire. The fear of eternal torture must come as a close second to the psychological anguish of having one's rational objections quashed one by appeal to scriptural authority and the threat of punishment in this world. Abba's Delight's message is wrong because it advertises difference in gender identity as the result of failed gender role models in the home, which should come as a surprise to many well-adjusted families with same-sex parents or only one parent. It is wrong because as the CEO of a former affiliation of Abba's Delight, the recently shuttered Exodus International admitted with pen in its spirit, sexual orientation is not a choice, a fact which every responsible clinician accepts. The state of California has outlawed so-called gay conversion therapy, and the American Psychological Association is on record as stating such programs as harmful. Organizations such as Abba's Delight have evolved, changing their tunes subtly as a result. But is anyone really fooled? The scriptural rhetoric of Abba's Delight denigrates homosexuality as particularly sinful. Sin, as defined by Christianity, has to do with moral choices, with free agency, all but implying that homosexuality is a choice. Even more, Abba's Delight give themselves the lie when they go on to state that their primary targets are those experiencing unwanted same-sex attraction. The flaw in logic scarcely needs pointing out, as if that which we don't want could ever be a choice. Now the good part. We have options. First, to Abba's Delight target audience are brothers and sisters in church environments that are struggling with these issues. We are all around you, and we care more deeply than you can imagine. Not just the substantial minority of us that are LGBT ourselves, but those many more of us who are their natural allies. Whether or not we are religious ourselves, and many of us are, lots of us have experienced both the joys and the pain of religion. We know the language. Please talk to us. Second, we have options every day in how we conduct ourselves in and around these issues. When you hear offensive nonsense, object to it.
Yeah.
That objection can take the form of a politely worded rebuke or just suddenly not being there. Beyond that, we have the same options we always do. Let's continue to field LGBT-friendly candidates for public office and vote them in. Let's point out the irrationality of homophobic legislation in the hopes that conservative self-interest will see the economic downside to legalized discrimination. Let's donate our time, treasure, and talents to some of the organizations represented here today, including the Fairness Campaign, the Louisville Youth Group, and Come Out to Louisville. Let's cheer on our gay and lesbian friends as Kentucky welcomes their marriages from afar. And let's champion the day when gays and lesbians marry in churches from Pikeville to Paducah. Let's not lose sight of the present. While harmful policies and bigoted beliefs still sully the human landscape, we have a lot of good reason for hope for our side, hope for a future free of anti-queer discrimination. It's up to us to bring that future about. As far as I know, this sign will stand for a total of 90 days. While it stands, let it be a reminder to those of us who live and work near it that we have a lot to do. Thank you very much.